Hello, third graders. This mini lesson is about using guidepost fractions and equivalent fractions to compare fractions. Now, this lesson is hefty, meaning there's a lot going on in this lesson. So I hope that you can review this lesson, watch this mini lesson um, more than just once. Okay, so let's go ahead and read our story problem, and then we'll talk about what you probably noticed. Miss Trish baked some brownies. Ashraf got 7/8 of a brownie. Reva got 6/12. Lojane got 1/4, and Justin got 2/8. Who got the most? Now, you already notice that we don't have all unit fractions. The previous mini lessons we talked about unit fractions. These are not unit fractions. Also, we see fractions here with unlike denominators. They are not common denominators. There's eighths, twelfths, and fourths here. So that means we have no easy way to compare these four fractions. However, using logic and a good mathematical mind and problem solving, we can figure this out. So let's go ahead and use a strategy. And this is our guidepost fractions. And in this strategy, we need to draw a number line. Okay? And on our number line, we're going to put our guidepost fractions. You're probably wondering what guidepost fractions are, but I'm going to tell you in a little bit. Okay. So our guidepost fractions are fractions that we know. We already know these fractions in and out. Like, we've seen them, we've drawn them, and let me go ahead and write the first one here. You can see that this number line is broken up into four equal parts, with one whole being right here. I didn't include the one whole. But let's say that this is 1/4. This is 1/4 right here. Got a little close. If this is 1/4 and this is 0 right here, what would this be? What do you think our guidepost fraction for right here is? Yes, you are correct. 1/2. This fraction right here is very common. Everybody knows what a half of something is. So that's why a half is a very strong guidepost fraction. A guidepost tells you where to go. It's like a sign on the street says, hey, Al Wakra is 2 miles or 4 kilometers north, south, east, west. A guidepost a guidepost tells you where to go. So what do you think this fraction is right here representing this tick on the number line? We have 1/4, 1/2, and our last guidepost fraction is, yeah, 3/4. So these are our guidepost fractions. And this is one whole right here. I'll just make a little note of it. That's one whole. And this is 0. Okay? We have nothing. So here's 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, and then one whole. These are our guidepost fractions. Fractions that we're going to look at and say, you know what? Where should I go? Where should I put this if it's relating to any one of these fractions? Let's take 7/8 first. Let's take 7/8 and figure out where are we going to put 7/8 on this number line. Okay. Well, this is where we use equivalent fractions and try to find an equivalent fraction that is close to 3/4 with eighths. So I know that 7/8 is very close to 6/8. So I'm running out of room here, but let me try to write it really small here. 7/8 is very close to 6/8. You'll see why I'm talking about 6/8 in a little bit. Now, 6/8. Is there an equivalent fraction on this number line that's equivalent to 6/8? Yes, there is. 6/8 is the same as 3/4. So 6/8 should be right here. This is where 6/8 would be on my fraction line, or excuse me, number line. But we actually don't have 6/8. We have one more than 6/8. That's 7/8. So that tells us that 7/8 should be somewhere around here, getting close to 1/2. It's greater than 3/4 or greater than 6/8. So I'm going to go ahead and put, let's do in green, somewhere around here should be 6/8. Let's just put it right here, and I'll write it in green so I can distinguish all these other fractions. So 7/8 should probably be somewhere around there, right there, because we know that 7/8 is close to 6/8, and 6/8 is the same as 3/4 using our guidepost right here. So 7/8 is greater than 3/4 or 6/8. So it should be above 3/4. Now let's go and take Riva's part of the brownie, 6/12. Does anybody know an equivalent fraction of 6/12? I hope so. 6/12. What is half of 12? 6. So right here we have an exact half. I'm going to write my 6/12 right here. Okay. That's using equivalent fractions again, right here. 6/12 is the same as 1/2. Okay, let's move on to Lojane's part. 1/4. Well, 1/4 is one of our guidepost fractions. We know exactly where to go for 1/4. So let's go ahead and put Lojane's part right there. So now we just have one left. Justin's part. 2/8. I think we need to use equivalent fractions again to figure out where 2/8 is. What is an equivalent fraction to 2/8? You can draw a picture if you want. But you should probably remember that 2/8 is the same as, yes, 1/4. This is where 2/8 goes, right here. So 1/4 is the same as 2/8. So now I can compare all these fractions. 7/8, Mr. Ashraf's part of the brownie, is the greatest piece. You can see it way over here next to one whole brownie. He almost got a whole brownie. What a lucky guy. Riva got half of a brownie, only 6/12 right here. Half of a brownie. Where Lojane and Justin, they actually got the same amount of brownie, and that's right here. So we could actually write it out from least to greatest. I'll just write 1/4 is the same as 2/8, and 2/8 is less than 6/12, and 6/12 is less than 7/8. Now you could write this in words if you would like. It does not matter. But you can write it like this too using comparison symbols. So let's go ahead and review. If you understand, you can stop the video and go on to the practice. But let's go ahead and review what we went through. All right, Miss Trish baked some brownies. Ashraf got 7/8 of a brownie. Riva got 6/12. Lojane got 1/4, and Justin got 2/8. Who got the most? Alright, first I took 7/8 and I thought, you know what? I know 6/8. 6/8 is the same as 3/4. Bam. Guidepost fraction. I know now that 7/8 is bigger than 3/4. So 7/8 should be right here. Then I took Riva's part, 6/12, and actually found that, yeah, that's equivalent to a half, and that's my guidepost fraction right here. So I know to put 6/12 right in the middle of this number line. 1/4, I know exactly where to put that. That's my guidepost fraction right here. So 1/4 is Lojane's amount. And then we have Justin's amount, which is 2/8, and the equivalent fraction to 2/8 is 1/4. So I'll put that right on my guidepost fraction. And then I can compare all these fractions in green to each other to see who got the most. And I see that Ashraf got the most because look at he almost got one whole brownie. And Lojane was next, and then Riva was next. Riva got the second most, and then Justin and Lojane got the least. But they're still happy. They got some of the brownie. Okay, try the practice problems, and watch this video again if you didn't understand everything.